Right, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Waha Kodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And in this biblical lesson, biblical teaching, what I'm gonna go through is the imminent destruction and wrath that is about to, descend upon this earth, man, by way of WW3. And what you gotta understand is WW3 is in the scriptures is prophesied, and is for the purpose of the wrath of the Lord upon the people of the earth for their wickedness. In other words, the death and destruction that is gonna be caused by this last war will be for judgment, and there's gonna be many millions of people, hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of millions of people that are gonna die as a result of this war, both directly, by way of being caught up in the missiles and all the different forms of weaponry that are going to be utilized in this war, whether they be soldiers or whether they be civilians getting blasted in some building. And millions of people are going to die indirectly by the chaos, the general chaos and the famine and such things which is going to be caused. All right. And even more specifically, many of you Israelites are going to be destroyed in these things. Now, the ones of you Israelites that repent and seek unto Yahweh Shai, you're going to be hidden from these things, from the famine and from the sword. All right. Now, what I want to do is, just get the scriptures real quick regarding the three woes. Alright, so we have Revelations 8 and 13. Now, the book of Revelations is a book containing prophecy for these last days. Now, it says, "And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound." Alright, so these three woes represent great judgment to the inhabitants of the earth. And these three woes, if you can receive it, represent the three world wars. And there will be three and only three. There will not be two, there will be three. Alright. And as you go through the book of Revelations, it goes on to detail the woes. So Revelations 9 and 12 speaks about the first woe, the first world war. One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. So we had the first world war, which was 1914 to 1918. Unprecedented death and destruction. Yeah, death and destruction like there wasn't prior to that time. All right, complete meat grinder. All right. Then you have Revelations 11 and 14 goes into the second woe, which is what? World War II. All right, 1939 to 1945. And again, that it eclipsed World War I in death and destruction. And the scriptures say the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And just as they had so-called entered into peace after 1945, a couple years later, that's when the Cold War began, the war between Russia and America, the two so-called nuclear superpowers. And that war, we're still in the midst of that war. In fact, we're at the point where that war is going to become a hot war. It's going to become a direct war. The war is going to reach its climax. And you know what that's going to mean? Unprecedented death and destruction, because this third world war is going to eclipse World War I and World War II put together in terms of death and destruction. Alright? And if you want a little glimpse of the kind of madness that was going on, I got a little clip here. Because at the end of the day, man, men are going to be ate up and grounded up by these machines, man. By these weaponries. And there's going to be a lot of dead men. There's going to be a lot of dead men, as the scriptures say. Alright? So let's play this clip, man. This is from Saving Private Ryan, man. And this is an accurate depiction of what those men had to go through that day on that beach. And this is going to be nothing compared to what's going to happen in World War III down there in the Middle East and across all the different battlefields on the earth. And guess what? That's why they're going to need a draft, because there's going to be so many dead men and dead soldiers. They're going to have to find some way to replace those men and those soldiers, and they're not going to have the volunteers. So they're going to have to force men to conscript. All right. To join this battle. And guess what? You're gonna have to have that chip too.
Powering on.
Alright, so let me play this clip.
Powering off.
Oh, Satan. Just give me a second.
Powering on.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing they had to go through, man, in that war. Yeah, these men were in terrible fear, man. And he said, God be with you. Well, the Lord ain't gonna be with none of these soldiers in World War III. The Lord ain't gonna be with none of them. One way or another, they all gonna die, man. They're all gonna be destroyed. All right. In fact, there ain't in this war that's coming, there ain't no good side. The Lord ain't with Russia, and the Lord ain't with America. But what the Lord is with is great wrath coming upon these nations. And that's exactly what's going to happen, man. You see, World War III ain't nothing more than the Most-High's meat grinder. Men are going to come in on one side, and ground beef is going to come out on the other side.
Those murder holes. Or is it plenty of beef between men? 5 men to shoot the opportunity. 1 man to waste the ammo.
Stand out of your weapons. Keep those actions clear. We'll see you on the beach.
Hey, Jesus ain't gonna help you, man. This is what's coming, and it's gonna be worse than this. This is what's gonna happen to them in the Middle East. See, a lot of them didn't even make it off the boat. Those men have to be replaced. All right. Hey, that's why. Hey, the scripture tells you, man. Let's read it in Second Esdras, man. All right. A lot of them guys didn't make it off the boat onto the beach. A lot of them didn't make it off the beach. That's why when you go into the history and you do your research, so many people died in the beginning of the war. That's why they had to have a draft, man, because so many people were getting put to death. And the same thing's gonna happen, man, when war is declared and the so-called Jew, the Israeli state, goes in on Iran, and they draw these different powers into this war. There's gonna be a lot of dead men real fast, man. Men are gonna be getting burned up by missiles, chopped down by bullets. And then all these different nations are going to have to turn to a draft. They're going to have to turn to a mandatory conscription to replace all these dead men. And the dead men that they replace, they're going to be dead. They're going to be put to death. So they're going to have to bring more men. It's going to be like a conveyor belt of death and destruction. All right, for the purpose of the Lord. All right. It's 2 Esdras 16 and 21. It says, "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion." Because leading up to this World War III, you got these little conflicts that's starting up all over the world. And you already got masses of people being put to death. Masses of people starving to death in the midst of wars. Right now on earth. But the majority of the people are ignorant till it comes to a city near you. Alright, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. See, when all hell breaks loose and these merchant ships can't move food from one place to another, because we live in a global system now. We live in a global system with a very intricate logistical system for food getting from one place in the earth to another. Food security is pretty much reliant on food coming from somewhere else. And in the midst of this war, man, that's going to be cut off. So you're going to get a lot of people are going to die by the way of famine, man. They're going to literally starve to death in these cities, in the field, wherever they are, whether they're in America, Europe, Africa, China. There's going to be a lot of dead Chinese, man. All right, there's gonna be just a lot of dead people all over the world. It says, "For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger." So the ones of them that manage to get food shall the sword destroy. So they're still gonna be destroyed by way of the sword, whether it be by some martial law troops because they're bucking up against the government, or whether it be they get caught in some crossfire between these powers, these military powers, or they get killed by just another citizen looking to get some bread. In race wars, all of that. It says, "The dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them." That's what's gonna happen, man. There's gonna be dead people lying all over the streets, man, and ain't nobody gonna be trying to bury them. No one ain't gonna have no time to stand there and read them their rights and all this BS, man, because they gonna be looking out for their own selves. Just like when you go back to this clip, yeah, when guys were getting hit up. Man, it's gonna be crazy, man. Hey, see, you got people laying all over the beach. You got one or two medics, but most of the soldiers there, if a guy go down, they're not concerned. They're trying to dodge bullets. You see dead bodies all over the place, man. It's gonna get real, and a lot of you scoffers, man, the Lord is gonna have it where you gonna get conscripted. And it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. The Lord's gonna happen where a lot of you scoffers, you like warring it out on the keyboard and talking shit. These guys don't know what they're talking about. The Spirit's gonna have it with a lot of you scoffers, man. You gonna be found yourself in these exact same situation that we prophesied about, and your mind, when you're on that helicopter or you're on that ship, your mind is gonna revert back to what you heard us say, and that's gonna bug you out even more. You're gonna be even more terrified and bugged out, because a lot of you scoffers are gonna get chipped, conscripted, and chipped and sent somewhere to be put to death. Yeah, on your way, you're gonna be on your way on the road to perdition. All right. It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted. Why is the earth going to be wasted? Because of the destructive power of these nations' militaries, man. All these tanks, these armaments, these missiles, these Tomahawk missiles, all these different missiles are going to be getting shot, man. And they're going to be shot just like you had the Blitz. You go back and you hear about the Blitz when the Germans bombed London. What do you think's going to happen? What do you think the Russians is going to be doing in Europe? What do you think the European nations are going to be doing to Russia? China, what do you think they're going to be doing? What do you think they're going to be sending flowers in packages through UPS? No, they're going to be launching missiles on each other's cities, man. Skyscrapers are going to be getting brought down, going to be getting destroyed, man. It's going to be full out war, man. That's what happens in war. That's what happened in World War One. That's what happens in World War II, and this time it's going to be on an even greater scale, man. These so-called great cities that these people are so proud of, man, are going to be turned into nothing more than caskets, man. Filled with filth and disease and dead men or dying men, dead women, dying women, the cries of children, the cries of men, the cries of women, fire, desolation, rubble. These cities are going to be brought down, man. Like right now is we're leading up to summertime, so everyone wants to enjoy London. They wanna look at the lights, the sun gleaming off the skyscrapers. Them skyscrapers are gonna be messed up, man. And if you in it or anywhere near it, you gonna get hurt. You gonna get messed up. You people all marveling at the Twin Towers, man. They're gonna be more than Twin Towers gonna be brought down when this thing gets popping, man. Because these nations have built up crazy amounts of artillery, man. The destructive power of these nations, man, is something that's not been seen before. Yeah, when you go back into the ancient war, what did they have? They had some machines that flung rocks. Now they got crazy ass missiles, man, by the boatload. All right. It says, there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. Why? Because a lot of guys that would have been farmers, they would have did this or that. You're going to get conscripted in the army. Right now, you could be working in Walmart. They're going to conscript you, and you're going to go out into the army and get killed. And I believe when you watch this film, Saving Private Ryan, the main character played by Tom Hanks, he was a school teacher, man. He was a history teacher or something like that, or a geography teacher. And look, he ended up in the midst of bullets, man. Kill or be killed. So you're gonna get a lot of people, man. Just, you know, right now you could be a rapper. You could be whatever you think you are, man. You get that conscription, man. You're gonna have to go. All right. It's gonna get serious out here, man. Yeah, Lasha 1 Tahaj to Jeremiah 16:4. Yeah, exactly that, man. It's gonna get real out here. Right? They shall die of grievous deaths, man. There shall be no man left to till the earth or to sow it. There's gonna be mass death, man. This ain't gonna be no little pie thing like when you hear them talking about Afghanistan, and they might say 1 or 2 Americans died this month. There's gonna be 1 or 2 Americans dying every millisecond, man. It's gonna get real serious. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. See, this thing that's about to go down is going to be basically like a mass depopulation of the earth, man. The population of the earth is going to be severely reduced by way of this great tribulation that's about to come down on the face of the earth, man. Severely reduced. All right. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. As in an orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives. Or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. And the earth shall be laid waste, because this is going to be a world war. This war is going to be fought on every continent, man, and in every ocean. But the epicenter of the war is going to be what? The Valley of Jehoshaphat, down there in the Middle East, man. That's the center of the deal, and that whole region is going to get torn up. Pursuant to Isaiah the 19th chapter, we know that Damascus is going to cease from being a city, man. Damascus is going to get wiped out. Hell, that might be you don't know, man, what might happen, man, how that's going to go down, but it's going to go down. Maybe them Israelis might drop a pocket nuke on that, and we don't know. It's going to get serious, though. That's what we do know. Right? And it's going to happen all of a sudden. Yeah? The earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man travelleth there through. It's going to be so much death and destruction that all these roads and these motorways that they've set up, they're going to fall apart and break up, man, because nobody ain't going to be using them no more, because they're dead. It says the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. You're going to have women that they're going to have men that their fiance, and their fiance is going to get drafted. They're going to get sent to a work camp. Yeah, the women are going to get sent to a work camp where they're going to work, civilian work camps, and the man is going to get conscripted, given a gun, and sent over wherever they need him to die. So they ain't going to get a chance to get married, so to speak. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. There's going to be a lack of men. The women shall mourn, having no husbands, because their husbands are going to be put to death. Their husbands are going to be sent over. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Alright? Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. We got to understand that this is the will of the Lord. We're not against these things. It's the will of the Lord for what we're seeing being cooking up, man, in the news. The whole deal that's going on over there with the Israeli state, with Iran, with Russia, with America. It's the will of the Lord, man. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, man. The Lord is moving the hearts and the minds of these nations, beginning with these elites, to push them forward towards the end that they destroy each other, man, by way of the sword. Right? So we ain't gonna be bugged out by these things. We're prepared in the spirit. Alright? Behold the word of the Lord, receive it. So these are the things to come. The great death, the evil days are gonna come. So what do? You prepare for that evil day spiritually, because guess what, man? It don't matter what you do according to the flesh. You could be the look, man. You could be the #1 super soldier. Yeah, you could be the #1 super soldier. You could do 500 pull-ups. Listen, all it takes is a bullet to burst through your chest. Now those men that just got shot up, man, what the hell did their muscle do for them? Nothing. How are you going to prepare for that? That's it. You were just wrong place, wrong time, and that's your ass. There ain't no preparing. This is the death, man. There ain't no preparing for what's to come. on a carnal level. Because ultimately, if the Lord will that you're going to be destroyed, guess what? You're going to be destroyed, man, one way or another. You got these preppers. Hey, you can't prep in the flesh, man, because the Lord is going to send that way, man, that you going to get put to death one way or another. The only prepping to be done is in the spirit, man, because if the Lord is with you, you are going to be hidden from these things. The Lord is going to deliver you out of these things, man. But you gotta serve the Lord. You gotta have faith in Yahweh Shai. You gotta take heed to this gospel. You gotta bring yourself before the mercy seat, man. For real. All right. You got a lot of Israelites. They don't want to talk about this, man. A lot of these Israelite groups don't want to talk about what's coming, man, because their mindset is in this world. They want to be Israelites in Babylon. They want to build up Israelite schools and hospitals. They think this is about, no, man, this thing is about being delivered from the second death, man. The whole purpose of this ministry isn't for us to build a kingdom within the kingdom. The purpose is for us to get that mark of exemption so that the Lord can deliver us, man, in the time to come, that we may be with him, meet him in peace. And he deliver us through these tribulations and receive us in peace, man. So that with him we may build a kingdom in the time to come. We're here to warn the people about the death and the destruction and the wrath that's coming. And we're giving you the solution to deliver your souls, man. If you're an Israelite, and that's through Yahweh Shai. Point blank, period. And if you don't seek unto Yahweh Shai, you are 100% gonna die in these things. There's no getting around it. The judgment of the Lord is gonna stand against you. The wages of sin is death, and you're gonna receive them wages in full, right on time. And it's deadly serious, man. Every single person that's on the earth, every single Israelite right now has a dagger, man, above your head. And if you don't seek unto Yahweh Shai, man, that dagger gonna fall on your head. Especially during these times. That's what they're set up for. A lot of you basketballers, you gonna be, look, it ain't gonna matter who you are. When they come with the conscription, it ain't gonna matter who you are, man. Mayweather, it don't matter who you are, how much money you think you got. They're gonna conscript you and they're gonna send you. And you just gonna be another grunt. It says, behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Like these false prophets and these idols, man. They're not warning you of what's happening. Behold, the plagues shall draw nigh and are not slack. And you see that. You see how everything is moving forward, man. Towards the end that we're speaking of. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compares her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plague slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side, man. Now, before I read on, what I want to go into is this conscription. Alright? Now it says conscription in the United States. This is conscription in the United States, commonly known as the draft, has been employed by the federal government of the United States in 5 conflicts: the American Revolution, the American Civil War, World War I, World War II, and the Cold War. Right? Including both the Korean War and the Vietnam War. Alright? And guess what? There's going to be another conscription for this war that's brewing right now. Right, I wanted to read. Well, you know, we ain't got to go into all that. Now, Trump at the moment, it says Trump's growing military problem. Alright, it says despite the historical isolationist America First theme, President Trump is sticking to his campaign position that the US military has become depleted, obsolete, and too small to protect US interests. And by US interests, he's talking about the Neo-Roman Empire, the American Empire. America is a global empire, and the main, they got financial and economic means of controlling nations, but the main thing that they use to lord over these nations is that sword. This is why America spends so much money on their so-called defense budget. It's not a defense budget. They're not defending their borders. If anything, what they really are defending is their hegemony over the globe. It says the president is planning a historic military buildup, adding 80 more Navy ships, 100 more Air Force combat aircraft, and a substantially enlarged Army and Marine forces. The price tag in the hundreds of billions of dollars may not go down well with the House Freedom Caucus, but squeezing a few $100 billion out of the deficit hawks may prove easier for Defense Secretary James Mad Dog Mattis than dealing with the human side of the buildup. To boost the active duty force by 150,000 new troops, Mattis' first move will be to ensure that the good soldiers continue to re-enlist. As any business person knows, employee turnover is expensive. Hiring and training new personnel costs money and doesn't always work out well. Although the military spends millions each year to boost satisfaction and morale, prospects for troop retention have taken a nosedive. So guess what? When this war begins, anyone that's a current soldier, they're not going to let you leave. They're not going to let you leave, man. Even if your time's up, they're going to force you to continue on, which they have been doing. I believe the term is called stop loss, where you got a lot of guys who they've done the required amount of tours, but they still make them continue on. They call it stop loss. It says active duty troops have become increasingly unhappy. 91% of troops called their quality of life good or excellent in 2009, but 5 years later only 56% felt that way, according to surveys by Military Times. So these soldiers don't even want to be in the army. But guess what? They're going to have to be there because the Lord got judgment coming for them. Alright? I want to get this bit. It says, in addition to the retention problem, Mattis will have to deal with the shrinking pool of qualified potential recruits. As the obesity epidemic has undermined America's health in recent decades, fewer young men or young people meet requirement weight standards. 20 to 50% of applicants are now too heavy. But that's going to be alright. Once that famine hits, they're going to lose weight quick. And another 25% are disqualified for drug use or a criminal record. And guess what? They're going to allow prisoners to join the army, man. See, they're going to get desperate. And desperate times call for desperate measures, man. They're going to get, when that war starts, man, and all these guys start dropping dead, they're going to start letting the criminals, they ain't going to care about no criminal record. They ain't going to care about no drug use. They're going to let the crackheads, all of them, they're going to conscript everyone. In fact, only 13 to 20% of young people are not going directly to college and qualify for service by meeting weight, health, conduct, and entrance exam criteria. Even without the additional pressure of military expansion, recruitment officers will soon need to accept lower quality recruits than in the past, according to the comprehensive and respected report on recruitment by Can Corp. Alright. And then you got another one here. Trump wants to beef up the military, but recruiters are having problems finding people. So right now, these and it ain't just America. It's the same things happening in Britain, France. A lot of men don't want to join the army, man. They're either underqualified, and the men that are qualified, they don't want to join the army. They're finding it hard getting recruits, getting volunteers. It says this year's target has been set to 80,000 recruits, up from 68,000 the year before, and the edicts come at a low point for recruitment enthusiasm. Low unemployment rates have made the army less appealing for young people, as more than 15 years of war in Afghanistan and Iraq. To make matters worse, a rise in obesity means that only some of the young people who are interested in enlisting in the armed forces can qualify. So look, man, all of this, fewer Americans joining the army, all of this is going to lead to the fact that they're going to have a draft, and they're going to have to make people join the army. They're going to have to lower their standards, and they're going to make men join the army. Alright, look, the same thing's happening in Britain. Britain's armed forces being hollowed out as recruitment stalls. Government commission sturdy fines. See, nobody wants to join these armies, man. These men, most of them are effeminate anyway. They don't want to go fight. They don't want to go bust no guns. Alright, top recruiter, just 136,000 out of 33 million Americans would join the army. So guess what, man? When they ask for volunteers in that day, they ain't gonna get a lot of volunteers, so they're gonna have to do a mandatory conscription. And when you sign up, they're gonna chip you. They're gonna force you to join the military, and they're gonna chip you. And if the Lord ain't with you, that's exactly what's gonna happen. And you're gonna go to your destruction. You're gonna go to your death. You're gonna join Tom Hanks and the rest of the crew. Let's play this clip from Enemy at the Gates. This is what was happening in Stalingrad. It's a good film, by the way. And you watch the film, man, a lot of these guys, they ran out of military equipment, so they didn't even have guns. They still made them fight. And they had a machine gun that if you tried to turn around and run away from the battle, they'll shoot your ass. So, hey, man, hey, man, it's going to get terrible. But the military draft is coming, man. And a lot of you men, especially you scoffers, you're going to be drafted, you're going to be chipped, you're going to be drafted, you're going to be chipped, and you're going to be shipped. Alright? Point blank, period. Right? That's what's going to go down, man. See if I had any more precepts. Oh, I'll reopen that time. Hey, that's why you got to seek to the Lord, man. Let's hit the comment board. This is Obadiah 1 and 9. It says, and that thy mighty men of teeming shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the amount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. And that's exactly what World War III is gonna be. It's gonna be a giant slaughterhouse, man. And a lot of you ain't gonna want no part of it. But guess what? You're gonna be forced to be part of it. You're gonna be forced. You're gonna be conscripted by your governments, and you're gonna be made to fight. You're gonna be made to die. Alright, a lot of you scoffers sitting there drinking your Kool-Aid, talking shit. You gonna, like I said, I'm gonna say it again. You're gonna be conscripted. You're gonna be chipped, and shipped. Alright? As the scriptures say, man, the Lord's gonna remove far away from us the northern army, man. You're gonna be shipped out. Alright? But anyway, that was pretty much the point on that. I wanted to just bring out and prophesy towards this World War III that's about to come down, man, and how a lot of you men out there, man, that's talking all this madness, and you don't want you coming up against the Lord, you're coming up against His men. A lot of you are gonna be conscripted, man, and you're gonna be sent over there, man, and you're gonna go through terrors, man. You're gonna go through absolute terrors, right? And then you're gonna die. Simple as that. And that's gonna be a reality, man. Ain't gonna be no Starbucks. You ain't gonna be drinking from no Starbucks. You ain't gonna be sitting there in Costa on your laptop talking shit on the comment boards, man. You're gonna be given a gun, some basic training. You're gonna be given a gun, and then you're gonna be shipped out. And that's gonna be it for you. Point blank, period. All right. Right, so hey, I must needs read Psalms 91 because that's a good precept. But the men of the Lord, we're gonna be delivered. We ain't gonna have to worry about all that. Even if they try and conscript us, man, we gonna be out of there, man. The Lord's gonna set up a standard, man. You ain't the men of the Lord. We ain't gonna be over there fighting. We ain't gonna be nowhere fighting no war for you devils, man. All right, the Lord is gonna take care of us, man. The Lord is gonna keep us, man. We ain't gonna take no chip. We ain't gonna starve to death. We ain't gonna be killed in no race riots. Alright? Certain of us are gonna be martyred for the testimony of Yahweh Shai for not taking the mark. And that's it. But we ain't gonna be out there like you people are gonna be out there, man. Getting blasted. The Lord is gonna take care of us. Alright? Because we believe in Him. We're not scoffers. Psalms 91 and 1, it says, He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Alright? You believe in Yahweh Shai, right? The right way, and you have faith in Him, you gonna dwell under the shadow of the Almighty in that day. The bullets is gonna miss you. The missiles is gonna miss you. The biological weapons ain't gonna harm you. The Lord is gonna work for us in that day, man. The Lord is gonna the Lord is gonna intervene. The Lord is gonna intervene, man. All right. Just give me a second. Yeah, the Lord is going to intervene, man. Alright, it says, I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress and my God. In Him will I trust. See, in that day, we're going to trust in the Lord, man. That the same way the Lord have spoken to bring desolation and wrath upon His enemies. Well, if the Lord bring that to pass, then why won't the Lord deliver His men? Why won't the Lord protect His men? Because the Lord can do both. The Lord can the scripture says, unto the Lord belong the issues from death. The Lord can deliver you unto death, or the Lord can deliver you out of death. Both those things are in His power. So if the Lord has the power to destroy all these people, then what makes you think He ain't got the power to deliver us? Alright? Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. And ultimately, finally, in them nuclear missiles, man, we're going to be delivered. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. The truth of these scriptures, man. That's what we got to prep. We've got to put on the whole armor of the Lord, man. Alright? Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night. Hey, because you're going to have bombs dropping in the night. Do you know how that messes you up, man? Bombs are dropping all around you, and you don't know whether the next bomb is going to land on your head. Go watch some of them old, listen, man, go watch some of them old World War II interviews, man. People from the Blitz, man. At night time when there's bombing raids, you don't know if the next bomb is going to land on your head. ground's all shaking. Terrors, bullets, because the war ain't gonna stop during the night. Bullets, pop, 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 pop. You know, like that that Jamaican pastor, Kazai. Yeah, hey man, it's gonna be terrible. You're gonna hear men screaming, dying in the night. Help, and all this stuff. Nor the arrow that flieth by day, nor the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, then, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. We gonna see a lot of people, a lot of dead people gonna get put death right next to you, man. And some reason you didn't get harmed. That's the power of the Lord. All right. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. So we gonna maneuver our way through this tribulation, man, to the point where we get beamed up. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt trample under the feet. People gonna come up against us, try kill us, try do this, that, the other, and we gonna prevail over them one way or another, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. And that's why we preach the name, because it's going to be important to know the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and shew him my salvation. All right, so that's the bottom line, man. If you don't want to be caught up in these things which are to come, then you got to seek to the Lord, man. Seek to Yahweh Shai. All right. So if that, I'm gonna say shalom.